As it stands right now, they would be the 2 and the 3 seeds with a possible date in the Big Ten semifinals. Ohio State right now sits as the 1 seed, sharing the regular season championship with Iowa. 10 minutes left for Michigan to do something about it. Caitlin Clark with 34 points, 8 of 11 from downtown, including a few from the logo today, from the Herky beak. How about a triple for Warnock? Her first points of the day.
How about 13 triples for Iowa in the game? 13 for 25. They're shooting 52% as a team.
Michigan works it inside. Cameron Williams.
Yeah, Cameron Williams is going to be a good player at Michigan. She's got length. She goes against Naz Hillman every day in practice. That's got to make you better.
Clark swatted out of bounds.
There's Williams right there defending the rim.
It's been a memorable first 3 quarters. What's in store in the 4th? First sellout since 1988. And they're sensing the party is underway in Iowa City.
Does this kid look like she's having any fun or what? Right down the lane line, very well executed.
Her 7th assist.
First of the second half.
34 points and 7 assists, so that's
impressive.
She's, you know,
pretty good.
About had a hand in at least 50 points today for her team, depending on how many 2s and 3s they made off of those passes.
Well, I think the key is you got to keep her on the same side of the floor. All right, you can't let her switch sides of the floor in transition.
Clark looking for another assist, and that's number 8. And they are pouring it on.
When you write the story of Caitlin Clark, as Czinano draws a charge, Czinano's going to have her own chapter, Beth, because she's been the recipient of a lot of plays like this. Managed foul trouble all game. Lisa Bluter has done an outstanding job of having her bench ready.
With the win today, she would tie Vivian Stringer for the most wins on the women's side in Big Ten conference games, and it's headed that way. And isn't it fitting, Debbie? It's the first sellout crowd since Stringer was here back in the late 80s against Nancy Darsh. Iowa and Ohio State when the Hawkeyes were ranked number 1 that year.
There were some good hoops in the Big Ten back then. Nancy Darsh at Ohio State, Lynn Dunn at Purdue.
And as Felia goes to the line, you've got to have a pretty good feeling around the Big Ten Conference. They've had 3 different teams ranked in the top 5 this year. The last time that happened, 1992, they sent 2 teams to the Final Four in 1993. And of course, Purdue won the national championship in 1999, their only one in the league.
Because Maryland won in 06 when they were in the ACC.
I think Charlie would even be telling us post-game that Iowa's about to move up a spot. And you could have 3 or 4. Ohio State maybe bumped up too, hosting first round action. Back in a moment. Big day for the Iowa Hawkeyes, 7:47 to play. They have opened up an 87-63 lead. Caitlin Clark, 34 points, 9 assists on 11 of 18 shooting. She has been absolutely money. Czinano with 17, Marshall with 10. 5 players in double figures for Michigan. Ophelia with 13. Hillman's got the double-double again, 14 and 12.
That would be Caitlin Clark's first turnover of the game and just the 7th for Iowa.
Hillman dribbles to the right side. Roush comes out with it. She'll try for 3, no. Nolan, another attempt. The bounce and Ophelia to the line.
Good take by Ophelia again. Rejects the ball screen on the wing. Drives hard off the bounce. She is a promising young player. She is going to be really good at Michigan in her 4-year career.
Don't forget to head over to Ames, Iowa tomorrow night for what could decide the Big 12 regular season championship. Baylor and Iowa State both tied. Melissa Smith, Ashley Jones. Yeah, that's tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPN.
Okay, Ames, what you got?
I think
Iowa
City threw down the gauntlet.
Hey, the Fighting Bill Fenleys will show up, and Hilton Magic will be alive.
So I think there's only about 3,000 tickets left. Let's see if Ames can gobble those up. I got faith in them.
I do too.
But that would be 25,000 fans in a 2-day stretch watching live women's college basketball at Iowa and at Iowa State. Remarkable what these fan bases have done for their programs over the years.
We've seen so many little girls in and out of the building today. A lot of teams showing up. There was big group of girls gathering in the practice gym prior. And this is what you got, some of the best, Beth.
Yep. Aaliyah Boston and South Carolina won again today, and then we're watching Clark and Hillman. Tomorrow you can see Smith and Jones. That'd be a pretty good All-America team right there.
There you go. That looks pretty good.
But the state of Iowa could be home to both the Big 10 and the Big 12 champions. We'll see how it plays out.
I think you got Elisa Kunade at NC State that could be on that list. I think she'll be the player of the year in the ACC.
They can win the title outright later this evening. They already have a share of the ACC regular season title. Their first since 1990. Louisville still lurking. They crushed Notre Dame today. Both of those teams out of the ACC currently have #1 seeds, according to the selection committee's last reveal. Marshall, as Iowa sets a new season high with a 15th triple.
What's that thing about defense and rebounding? I don't know. Gotta think offense.
10th time this year, Debbie, they have scored 90 or better. And there's still 6:41 to go.
Don't want it to get chippy now. It's been too clean of a game. Not, well, semi-clean. Frustrating for Michigan, right? They came in here with hopes of winning their first Big Ten championship. But you know what? I do think they might see each other again in the Big Ten tournament.
Both these teams have a double bye, and as it stands, could see each other as the 2 and 3 seeds at the Big Ten tournament.
And here's the good news for Iowa. They returned all 5 starters from last year. The same group's coming back next year again. Czinano announced earlier this week that she would return for another season.
Clark keeping the dribble alive. The double, gets it to Czinano. Off the dribble, and lays it in.
2 dribbles. That is off 2 dribbles.
Off the steal, Marshall is fouled. That's the second time she's been able to pick a pocket on an inbounds.
Watch Czinano right here. 2 dribbles. She never dribbles. I thought Jan Jensen, the associate head coach for Lisa Bluter, who coaches the post players, was going to get fired after I told Lisa Bluter that Czinano only dribbled 16 times all season to score those 214 baskets that she made. Of course, I'm kidding. Jensen has done a fantastic job coaching post players. There was Megan Gustafson before, and now Czinano, and you can see O'Grady is a promising player as well.
Well, such consistency on that bench under Lisa Bluter over the last 22 seasons.
They teach not to dribble. They work hard to get a deep post. They do a great job of shaping up to the ball, and really a nice post clinic on the inside.
Knocked loose by Marshall. Will she get rewarded? She'll give it up. Clark wants it from deep. Will walk with it. Didn't quite have a handle on that one. Well, she was ready to bring the house down. Just a sophomore, folks. Last year led the country in scoring. This year about to lead the nation in scoring and assists, something no female hooper in Division I has ever done. And oh, by the way, she also averages 8 rebounds a game. Julia fouled. You know, there's so many comparisons for Caitlin Clark. We've talked about Styles and UNESCO, the wonderful battle back and forth last year with Paige Beckers, the comparisons with other players. Of course, Trae Young is the only player in NCAA D1 history to lead the country in both categories. And that is what Caitlin Clark is on pace to do this year as her parents look on. The pride of Dowling Catholic in West Des Moines.
It's pretty remarkable what she's been able to do with her size and her frame. She's got a great handle, great vision. You can see that she has learned to control the ground. She understands what I call the 3 W's, who to get the ball to, when and where. And obviously she's most dangerous in transition.
Minutes to go for a Big Ten regular season championship. Roush knocks down the triple. And a full court trap coming here from Michigan. Fouled by Felia. You have to put a defender, like you've talked about, Debbie, right in the face of Clark pretty much when she crosses half court. So that means the rest of the Hawkeyes get to play a lot of 4-on-4. And with the big body of Czinano able to bury defenders inside.
And the three-point shooters in the corners, it opens up the floor. And so that's what I'm talking about. When she changes from one side of the floor to the next, Beth, in traffic, it's easy to lose your defender. It's really hard to guard her. Kelsey Mitchell did the same thing at Ohio State.
We had a list over our coffee this morning at breakfast. You know, players like Jackie Styles, like Cheryl Swoops and Angel McCautry, those amazing offensive players that had terrific teammates around them that carried them to the Final Four, that got a few of those guys national championships.
Pretty good list of players.
Is this the kind of Iowa team that can get them deeper into the tournament?
I watched Cheryl Swoops drop 47 on Ohio State in 1993.
That was when the Big Ten had 2 teams at that Final Four.
Katie Smith was a freshman on that Ohio State team. Talking about a couple of Naismith Hall of Famers right there. Able to take their teams to the Final Four.
Speaking of Naismith Hall of Famers, big shout out to our partner and a longtime ESPN journalist, Michelle Vopel, the Kirk Gowdy Media Award winner for the Naismith Hall of Fame this year. Well done. Amazing career for Michelle to get that honor.
Long time, dedicated service to telling the stories of the game.
And a shout out too to Michigan softball coach Carol Hutchins. Coach Hutch surpassed Mike Candrea to become the all-time winningest softball coach in D1 history this weekend. As Czinano checks out, gets a big hand. They are getting a roar ready for when Caitlin Clark takes a bow. 36 points, 9 assists.
About time we start seeing that Big Ten trophy make an appearance towards the end of this game.
Looking very much like they will earn a share with Ohio State, the two winningest programs in Big Ten history in terms of holding the hardware. Trying to step through. Hillman with her 15th rebound to go along with 18 points. Brown will pull up. What a big return she's going to be in the postseason for the Wolverines. Warnock with the finish. And is that number 10 on the assist board for Caitlin Clark? Yes, it is. And the Hawkeyes pushing a hunch. Rebound number 6. 4 shy of the TD.
I asked Caitlin as the shot clock runs down, who's the biggest celebrity that's reached out to you through this whole run this year?
Number 3 and another assist.
She said, yes.
Oh, Kevin Durant got
Yes,
hold of
Steph.
it, right?
Yeah, Kevin Durant. She said, how about Mr. Beast? All the kids know who that is.
You're
on
trying to
YouTube.
up your street cred right now, aren't you? And here it is, Clark.
She's tired. She looks at Coach Bluter and says, I think I've had enough.
Oh, not yet. Gonna stay in just a touch longer, and now Bluter will look down the bench. And they will get a sub in for Clark. They're gonna have to go back to Czinano. I don't think they have anybody else to put in right now. And Clark is beat. And here she comes.
Infectious personality. Really fun to watch today. Really fun. That is a ticket selling player. That's why this house is full.
And they hit the century mark. Do the Hawkeyes as they zoom in on the Big Ten championship.
Tell you what, I like this Michigan pressure. They might have to consider doing a little bit more of this earlier in the game because it has changed the tempo of the game for them.
That's one of the old scoreboards here at Carver Hawkeye. They don't have a third digit. It is not 77-0. Oh, now Clark's back in. Do they need the ball handling to beat the pressure?
I believe so.
Danielle Roush at the free throw line. So I think they've lined up a host spot. But there's some other teams on the host bubble. North Carolina, did they end up wiping out
they
Duke
hammered
today?
Duke.
Holy smokes.
Wasn't even close.
Are
Duke
they-
only had 16 points at half.
Are they going to leap over Indiana as well? Final reveal tomorrow, as well as that Baylor-Iowa State game.
That double bye in conference tournaments this year across the board is so imperative if you want to win a title in the tournament. It is too hard to play 4 days in a row at this level with the parity and the strength at the top of these leagues.
Does the ACC hold on to 2 top spots? It would certainly appear that way. They may end up playing each other again as well in the ACC tournament. It would have to be in the final.
What's the winner?
I think everybody agrees.
Bridgeport?
Yeah. South Carolina will probably stay in Greensboro. And then NC State or Louisville would.
If NC State wins the ACC regular season and the tournament title, they'll be a 1 seed, but where will they be? We expect South Carolina to win out. They will go to Greensboro.
Paige Beckers is back. The rest of the Huskies have improved, and now the eye test for the selection committee on UConn looks awfully good. You know, how much of a big deal do they make of the losses without Beckers? That's going to be part of the discussion. This is the stat that we like to talk about. They have a 44-game winning streak in the NCAA tournament when they get to stay at home and play in the Northeast.
You mean get on a bus?
78-2, including 13 straight trips to the Final Four. That's a big deal if they get to stay in Bridgeport, which could affect Michigan as a potential another number 2 seed. They may end up going to Greensboro. How nutty would Wichita be if both Iowa and Iowa State are there, by the way? This is the latest bracketology. Of course, it changes daily with Charlie. And that final reveal tomorrow. And that big Baylor-Iowa State game tomorrow night. Go to ESPN.com to see all the latest from Charlie. And foul on the drive. Good time as well to mention the defending national champs, Stanford, quietly and efficiently wiping out the competition on the West Coast. They would likely head to Spokane.
Washington State finishes second in that league. Congratulations to Cammie Etheridge.
With Oregon 6 games behind, so the Cardinal will be one to reckon with. Big hand for Czinano and another good outing for her. Points on 9 of 11 shooting for Monica. It is the 3rd time this year they have scored over 100. They will end up shooting, Debbie, close to 60% from the floor and close to 60% from downtown.
It's been impressive. Lisa Bluter has done a fantastic job coaching this team and getting them to the championship. Indiana was picked to win the Big Ten this year. They had everybody coming back. You know what? They're going to regroup, though. That's a good basketball team.
Reached the Elite 8 last year. Final minute, and they're on their feet. Set to celebrate their first Big Ten crown in 12 years.
Ever since Maryland got in the league, they really haven't let anybody share any championships with them. Congratulations to Brenda Fries with her success this season.
Hawkeyes will be co-champs with The Ohio State University. Buckeyes will be the 1 seed, Iowa the 2 seed, Michigan the 3 seed, and Maryland the 4 seed. Special shout out to Chris Masters in the Big Ten office for all his help.
Absolutely.
Getting us ready for the ball game, one of the best in the business.
And congratulations to Kevin McGuff in Ohio State as well.
Final seconds, 2 tenths, they'll have to inbound it, and then they can celebrate.
Kim Barnes-Rico's wondering why her team didn't shoot the ball.
And this will do it. The 2022 Big Ten co-champs, the Iowa Hawkeyes and the Ohio State Buckeyes. (104-80). Caitlin Clark, 38 points and 11 assists. Coming up next on the men's side, Indiana and Minnesota. And the championship trophy is in the huddle in the center circle as the Hawkeyes dance. Let's get you to Minneapolis.